Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I think we can wait for another 5 minutes to for the rest of the participants to join.
So the wait is over. Hello everyone. How are you all guys doing? I'm Neha, Microsoft Learn Ambassador at Beta Milestone. So today our workshop is going to be about the core Azure services, Microsoft Azure workshop of episode 2. So I'm Neha and I have my dear friend Akanksha here as a co-host. We are so thrilled to have you all on board. So let us give a brief introduction about ourselves. We are Microsoft Student Ambassador from our prestigious Microsoft student community, and I'm an Harvard HBR delegate for the year 2021, mentor and a program chair of FAIR, and a founding member in Women Tech Network, and a Girl Script scholar.
Yes, welcome you all. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Akansha Agarwal. I have been fortunate enough to be a part of a lot of communities, T-Hub, GDG, HPair, and of course, Microsoft Ambassador. Today's workshop is about core Azure services. So without any further ado, let's get straight into it. Firstly, it's important to know what is Azure. Azure is a continually expanding set of cloud services that help your organization meet your current and future business challenges. Azure gives you the freedom to build, manage, and deploy applications on a massive global network using your favorite tools and frameworks. With Azure, you can do a lot of things. Be ready for the future. Continuous innovation from Microsoft supports your development today and your product visions for tomorrow. Build on your terms. You have choices with a commitment to open source and support for all languages and frameworks. Operate hybrid seamlessly on premises, in the cloud, and at the edge will meet you where you are. Integrate and manage your environments with tools and services designed for a hybrid cloud solution. What can you do as an individual with Azure? That's really important to know. Azure provides more than 100 services that enable you to do everything from running your existing applications on virtual machines to exploring new software paradigms such as intelligent bots and mixed reality. Many teams start exploring the cloud by moving their existing applications to virtual machines that run in Azure. Migrating your existing apps to virtual machines is a good start, but the cloud is much more than a different place to run your virtual machines. For example, Azure provides AI and machine learning services that can naturally communicate with your users through vision, hearing, and speech. It also provides storage solutions that dynamically grow to accommodate massive amounts of data. Azure services enable solutions that aren't feasible without the power of the cloud. Let's maybe get familiar with Azure Portal. So this is the place with which you'll interact with Azure. So the Azure Portal is a web-based unified console that provides an alternative to command line tools. With the Azure portal, you can manage your Azure subscription by using a graphical user interface, and it's very friendly, it's very user friendly. You can build, manage, and monitor everything from simple web apps to complex cloud deployments. Create custom dashboards for an organized view of resources. Configure accessibility options for an optimal experience. There is this concept of Azure Marketplace, as you can see on the screen. It has a variety of options. It helps you connect users with Microsoft partners, independent software vendors, and startups that are offering their solutions and services, which are optimized to run on Azure. Azure Marketplace customers can find, try, purchase, and provision applications and services from hundreds of leading service providers. So it also collaborates with other service providers. All solutions and services are certified to run on Azure. The solution catalog spans several industry categories, such as open source containers, platforms, virtual machine images, databases, application build, and deployment software, developer tools, threat detection, and blockchain. Using this Azure Marketplace, you can provision end-to-end solutions quickly and reliably, hosted on your Azure environment. Microsoft partners also use it as a launch point for all join go-to market activities. Now, about today's topic, let's dive a little deep into it. What are the various Azure services? To list it, it can be compute services, networking services, storage, mobile, databases, web, IoT, big data, AI, DevOps, and much more. If we have to look at them in a further detail, we have compute services to start with. Compute services are often one of the primary reasons why companies move to the Azure platform. Azure provides a range of options for hosting applications and services. Here are some examples of compute services in Azure. I'll just walk you through one by one what are the various options that are available. To start with, Azure Virtual Machines. Whether you use Windows or Linux, it has virtual machine options that are hosted on the Azure platform. Azure Virtual Machine scale sets are also available for scaling on both the operating systems. Then we have Azure Kubernetes Services, cluster management for VMs that run on containerized services. We also have Azure Service Fabric, distributed systems platform that runs in Azure or on the premises, whatever company that has deployed the cloud. We also have Azure Batch, managed services for parallel and high performance computing applications. We have Azure Container Instances. When we talk about containerized apps that run on Azure without provisioning servers or virtual machines. Like, isn't that cool? You don't need servers or you don't need virtual machines. It's just hosted on Azure. Then we have Azure Functions, like an event driven, like the name functions itself tells that. It's a serverless compute service. To talk about the next Azure service, we have networking option. Networking is basically linking compute resources that we just discussed and providing access to applications is the key function of networking. Networking functionalities in Azure include a range of options to connect the outside world to services and features in the global Azure data centers. I'll just mention a few examples very quickly. We have Azure Virtual Network that connects the virtual machines to incoming VPN. You all must know VPNs, virtual private network connections. Then we have Azure Load Balancer. It balances inbound and outbound connections for your applications. Then we have Azure Application Gateway, optimizes app server farm delivery while increasing application security. So it's basically a checkpoint for the security. Then we have Azure VPN Gateway. You can access the Azure virtual networks through high performance VPN gateways. That is the purpose. Then you have DNS for responses and ultra high domain availability. We have a traffic manager. It distributes network traffic across Azure regions worldwide. We also have a network watcher. Watcher as in sense like monitors and diagnoses network issues by using scenario based analysis. We also have firewall. It implements high security, high availability firewall with unlimited scalability. You can always scale on cloud. We have virtual WAN. It creates a unified wide area network that connects local and remote sites together. Talking about the next service that Azure can provide, we have storage. So Azure has four main types of storage services. The first one is Azure Blob Storage. It is for very large objects such as video files or bitmaps. We also have file storage that can be accessed and managed like a file server. We have queue storage, a data store for queuing and reliably delivering messages between applications. We have table storage. It is a service that stores non-relational structured data, also called as NoSQL data, in the cloud, providing a key or attribute storage with a seamless design. Talking about portable services, we have mobile. With Azure, developers can create mobile backend services for iOS, Android, and Windows apps quickly and easily. Features that used to take time and increase project risks, such as adding corporate sign-in and then connecting to on-premise resources like SAP or Oracle or SQL Server. All this is to be included in Azure. Some of the other features can also be offline data synchronization, connectivity to on-premise data, broadcasting push notifications, outscaling the match business needs. Then all these companies with huge data resources also need database management. So let's see what Azure can provide in that regard. It provides multiple database services to store a wide variety of data types and volumes. And with global connectivity, this data is available to users instantly. Mainly, we have Azure Cosmos DB database. It is globally distributed database that supports NoSQL options, Azure SQL database. It is fully managed relational database with integral intelligence and robust security. Azure database for MySQL, fully managed and scalable MySQL relational database with security. Then we have PostgreSQL. It is also a relational database with high availability and security. We have SQL Server on the virtual machines itself, service that hosts enterprise SQL Server apps in the cloud. We have Synapse Analytics. It is fully managed data warehouse with integral security at entry level of scale at no extra cost. We have migration services, Cache for Redis, and Maria database. In migration services, they say we can migrate to the cloud with no application code changes. In Cache for Redis, it is fully managed with frequently used and static data to reduce data and application latency. While we talk about the web services, having a great web experience is critical in today's business world. All of us are obviously connected on the web. Azure includes first-class support to build and host web apps and HTTP-based web services. We can have some of the services discussed today. It is Azure App Service. It is used to quickly create powerful cloud web-based applications. We have notification hubs. It is used to push notifications to any platform from any backend. We have API management. APIs are used by developers, partners, and employees to securely scale data. We also have Azure Cognitive Search. This is used to deploy fully managed search as a service. We have web apps feature of Azure App Services. It is used to deploy very typical mission specific web apps at scale. We have Azure Signal R service. R represents real time. So it is basically used for real time web functionalities, which can be done and scaled easily. Let's move on to IoT service, Internet of Things. So people are able to access more information than ever before. Personal digital assistants like we have on our phones and smartphones. And now there are smart watches, smart thermostats, and even smart refrigerators. So personal computers used to be the norm. Now the internet allows any item that's online capable to access valuable information. This ability for devices to garner and then relay information for data analysis is referred to as IoT. Many services can assist and drive end-to-end solutions for IoT on Azure. The main services are IoT Central. So this is used to manage global IoT software as a service. You might have heard like cloud computing services being provided as a software. So this is that. It makes it easy to connect, monitor, and manage IoT assets that we have deployed. We also have Azure IoT Hub, messaging hub that provides secure communications between monitoring millions of IoT devices. We have IoT Edge. It is fully managed service that allows data analysis models to be pushed directly onto IoT devices which allow them to react quickly to changes, needing to consult cloud-based AI models. And another big technology, big data, it can also be brought on cloud. Data comes in all formats and sizes. We are referring to like really large volumes of data, be it related to weather systems, communication systems, imaging platforms, you name it, whatever you want to. This amount of data makes it hard to analyze and make decisions. So we have open source cluster technologies to develop and deal with this data. The things that we have on Azure are Azure Synapse Analytics. It is used to run analytics basically on all the massive scales of data on an enterprise data warehouse that is cloud based. The advantage of massively parallel processing to run complex queries quickly across many platforms. Then we have Azure HD Insight. Um, Processes massive amounts of data with managed clusters of Hadoop clusters in the cloud. We also have Databricks. It is collaborative with Apache Spark. Moving on to artificial intelligence. In AI context of cloud computing, it is a broad range of services, which is machine learning, using computers to existing data to forecast it, future behaviors. Forecasts or predictions from machine learning can make apps and devices smarter. For example, when you shop online, machine learning helps recommend other products you might like based on what you have purchased. Or when you use your credit card swipe, like machine learning compares a transaction to a database of transactions to detect frauds. Some of the services under AI are machine learning services. It creates a cloud-based environment to use to develop, train, test, and deploy machine learning models. We also have ML Studio. It is a collaborative visual workspace where you can build, test, and deploy machine learning solutions by using pre-built machine learning algorithms and data handling modules. So the cloud already has pre-built algorithms and modules which you can use conveniently. We have Vision under AI, which deals with image processing algorithms to smartly identify, caption, index, and moderate your pictures and videos. We have Speech that converts spoken audio into text, use voice verification and other recognition features in various apps. Knowledge mapping, map complex information and data to solve tasks such as intelligent recommendations. Moving on to DevOps, it brings together people, processes, and technologies by automating software delivery to provide continuous value to your users. On Azure, we can build and release pipelines that provide continuous integration, delivery, and deployment for your applications. You can integrate all of this Azure to allow a consistent repeatable deployment process for any application that you're feeling to build or streamline. Talking about Azure DevOps, you can use it for development, collaborated with high performance pipelines, free private Git repositories, or with the Visual Studio Team services. We also have Dev Test Labs. Quickly create on-demand Windows and Linux environment to test or demo applications. While you're developing it, you obviously need to test it on various Windows. Talking about Azure database and analytics services a little in detail, we have various applications. These need to respond in real time to large changes in usage at peak hours or like ever increasing volumes of data. So Azure database services are globally distributed And Azure supports many of the industry's databases and APIs. Like earlier I mentioned under the database category, Azure Cosmos database. So if you have to talk a little bit in detail of this, it provides comprehensive services like level agreements or throughput or consistency guarantees. It is believed to be consistent at all times. It is globally distributed. It has various models, so we call it multi-model database service. It is also said to be always on, it never stops. To support constantly changing data, you can use this feature to store data that's updated and maintained by users all around the world. We also have Azure SQL database. You can use this to build data driven applications where you need really large amounts of data, and websites in the programming language of your choice without needing to manage the infrastructure. All that, Azure will do that for you. You can create a highly available and high performance data storage layer for the application and solutions. It is SQL database is of course a relational database based on the latest stable versions of the Microsoft SQL Server. Some of the prominent services that SQL database can provide is Azure Virtual Machines, Azure Container Instances, App Services, and Functions for serverless computing. I think Neha will continue from here for further clarity on Azure core services. Neha, are you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Yeah, please continue.
So now let's dive into the deep insights of Azure Core Services. Now I'm going to explain you deep about compute services and networking services. So now let's go into Azure Compute Services. What is Azure Core Services? Now let us compare it with a practical example in our daily life. So imagine that you work as a development lead at Taiwan Traders, a company that specializes in hardware manufacturing. Your management team tells you that the company website has been having a difficult time keeping up with the application demands. The team wants you to investigate a solution. The front-end web developer operating near the capacity during the peak periods of the day, and you need to get a solution in place quickly. But a problem, you don't have any free services to scale out your applications. You could ask to buy new equipment, but your department budget is tight. You want to make a good impression with leadership, but you don't know how many servers are necessary for this project, and you don't know what to buy more hardware than you need. Even if you are able to pursue several servers, you need to invest a lot of time to set them up and install software. Ideally, you'll obtain the resources you need to do the work without too much administration and configure them to do the work. You'd also pay only for the compute resources you need while you're using them. This scenario is exactly what you can do in Azure. You can create compute resources, configure them to the work that's needed, and pay for only what you use. So, now, what is Azure Compute Services? Azure Compute Services is an on-demand computing service for running cloud-based application. It provides computing resources such as disks, processors, memory, networking, and operating systems. The resourcing are available on demand and can typically be made available in minutes or even seconds. You pay only for resources you use and only for as long as you're using them. Azure supports a wide range of computing solutions for development and testing, running applications, and extending your data center. The service supports Linux, Windows Server, SQL Server, Oracle, IBM, and SAP. Azure also has many services that can run virtual machines. Each service provides different options depending on your requirement. Some of the most prominent services are Azure Virtual Machines, Azure Container Instances, Azure App Service, Azure Functions, or serverless computing. So let us check what are virtual machines. Virtual machines are software emulations of physical computers. They include a virtual processor, memory, storage, and networking resources. VM hosts an operating system and you can install and run software just like physical computer. When using a remote desktop client, you can use and control the VM as if you are sitting in front of it. As Azure Virtual Machines, you can create and use VM in the cloud. Virtual machines provide infrastructure as a service, as we call as IaaS, and can be used in different ways. When you need the total control over the operating system and environment, VMs are ideal choice. Just like a physical computer, you can customize all the software runnings on the VM. This ability is helpful when you're running custom software or custom hosting configurations. Virtual machine scale sets. Virtual machine scale sets are an Azure compute resources that you can use to deploy and manage a set of identical VMs. With all VMs configured the same, virtual machine scale sets are designed to support true autoscale. No provisions of VMs is required. For this reason, it's easier to build a large-scale services targeting big compute, big data, and containerized workloads. As demand goes up, more VM instances can be added. As the demand goes down, VM can be removed. The process can be manual, automated, or a combination of both. Containers and Kubernetes. Containers, instances, and Azure Kubernetes services are compute resources that you can use to deploy and manage containers. Containers are lightweight, virtualized, and application environment. They are designed to be quickly created, scaled, and stopped dynamically. You can run multiple instances of containers application on a single host machine. App service. With app service, you can quickly rebuild, deploy, and scale enterprise, the Grab web or API apps running on any platform. You can meet rigorous performance, scalability, security, and compliance requirement while using a fully managed platform to perform infrastructure maintenance. App service is a platform as a service. We call it as PaaS offering. Functions. Functions are ideal when you're concerned only about the code running on your service and not underlying platform or infrastructure. They're commonly used when you need to perform work in response and the event, timer or message, and any other Azure service, and what work can be completed quickly within seconds or less. When to use Azure Virtual Machines. One possible solution in Taiwan traders' lack of physical servers is through the virtual machines. With Azure Virtual Machines, you can create and use VM in cloud. VM to provide infrastructure as a service in a form of virtualized server and can be used in many ways. Just like a physical computer, you can customize all the software running on the VM. VM can ideally choose when you need total control over the operating system, total ability to run the custom software, to use custom hosting configuration. Example when you use VMs during testing and development, when running applications in the cloud, when extending your data center to the cloud, during disaster recovery. Move to cloud with VMs. VMs are an excellent choice when you move from physical server to the cloud. You can create an image of a physical server and host it in a VM with a little or no changes. Just like physical or no premises server, you must maintain the VM. You update the installed OS and the software it runs. Scale VM in Azure. You can run single VMs for testing, development, or minor tasks, or you can group VM together to provide high availability, scalability, and redundancy. No matter what your uptime requirements are, Azure has several features that can meet them. These features include virtual machine scale sets, Azure Batch. So let us see what are these both. So what are virtual machine scale sets? Virtual machine scale sets let you create and manage or a group of identical load-based VMs. Imagine you're running a website that enables scientists to upload astronomy images that need to be processed. If you use duplicated the VM, you normally need to configure an additional service to route requests between multiple instances of the website. Virtual machine scale sets could do that work for you. Scale set allow you to centrally manage, configure, and update large number of VMs in minutes to provide highly available applications. The number of VM instances can automatically increase, decrease, and in response to demand or a defined schedule. With the visual machine scale sets, you can build large scale services for areas such as compute, big data, and container workloads. Second, what is Azure Batch? Azure Batch enables large scale of parallel and high performance computing. We call it as HPC batch jobs, which the ability to scale to tens, hundreds, and thousands of VMs. When you're ready to run a job, Batch does the following points like start a pool of compute VM for you, install applications and staging data, run jobs with as many tasks as you can, identify failures, request work, scale down the pool as work completes. There might be situations in which you need to raw computing power or supercompute level compute power. Azure provides these capabilities. So what are containers? Actually, Azure Container Instances and Azure Kubernetes play a vital role in the compute services. While virtual machines are an excellent way to reduce cost versus the investments that are necessary for physical hardware, they're still limited to a single operating system per virtual machine. If you want to run the multiple instances of an application on a single host machine, containers are excellent choice. Containers are a visualization environment. Much like running multiple virtual machines on a single physical host, you can multiple containers on a single physical or a virtual host. Unlike virtual machines, you don't manage the operating systems for a container. Virtual machines appear to be an instance of an operating system that you can connect and manage, but containers are lightweight and designed to be created, scaled out, and stopped dynamically. While it's possible to create and deploy virtual machines as application demand increases, containers are designed to allow you to respond to the changes on demand. With containers, you can quickly restart in case of a crash or a hardware interruption. One of the most popular container engines is Docker, which is supported by Azure. So, managing containers. Containers are managed through a container orchestrator which can start, stop, and scale out application instances needed. There are two ways to manage both Docker and Microsoft based containers in Azure through Microsoft Container Instance and Azure Kubernetes Service. So Azure Container Instance. Azure Container Instances offer the fastest and simplest way to run a container in Azure without having to manage any virtual machines or adopt any additional services. It's a platform as a service, PaaS offering that allows you to upload your containers which it runs for you. Azure Kubernetes Services. The task of automating, managing, and interacting with a large number of containers is known as orchestration. Azure Kubernetes Services is a complete orchestration service for containers with distributed architectures and large volume of containers. Orchestration is a task of automating and managing a large number of containers and how they interact. So now let us dive into Azure App Service. In your research for Thailand traders, you looked at two different ways that you can virtualize your application. Another alternative is to deploy your application, front-end websites, and to Azure App Service, which makes it easy to respond to application demand. The app service enables you to build and host web apps, background jobs, mobile backends, and RESTful APIs in the programming language of your choice without managing infrastructure. It offers automatic scaling and high availability. App Service supports Windows and Linux and enables automated deployments of GitHub, Azure DevOps, or any Git report to support the continuous deployment model. Types of app services. With app service, you can host most common app service styles like web apps, API apps, web jobs, and mobile apps. App services handles most of the infrastructure decisions you deal with the hosting web accessible apps. Deployment and management are integrated into platform. Endpoints can be secured. Sites can be scaled quickly to handle high traffic loads. The built-in load balancing and traffic manager provide high availability. All of these app styles are hosted in the same infrastructure and share these benefits. The flexibility makes app service the ideal choice to host web-oriented applications. Web apps. App service includes full support for hosting web apps using ASP.NET, ASP.NET Core, Java, Ruby, Node.js, PHP, or Python. You can choose either Windows or Linux as a hosting operating system. API apps. Much of the hosting a website, you can build REST-based web APIs by using your choice of language and framework. You get full Swagger support and the ability to package and publish your API in Azure Marketplace. The produced apps can be consumed from many HTTP or HTTPS based client. Web jobs. You can use the web jobs feature to run a program like Java, PHP, Python, or Node.js, or script like .cmd, .bat, PowerShell, or Bash in same context as a web page, API, app, or mobile app. They can be scheduled or run by a trigger. Web jobs are often used to run background tasks as part of your application logic. Mobile apps. Use mobile apps feature for app service to quickly build a back or an iOS and Android apps with a just few clicks in Azure portal. Like you can store mobile app data in a cloud-based SQL database, authenticate customers against common social providers such as MSA, Google, Twitter, and Facebook, send push notifications, execute custom backend logic in C slash or Node.js. On mobile app side, there's SDK support for Knife iOS and Android, Scamzer, and React Native apps. Azure Functions. After consulting with several of your fellow developers at Taiwan traders, you're determined that some of your application logic is event driven. In other words, for a large amount of time, your application is waiting for a particular input before it performs any processing. To reduce your cost, you want to avoid having to pay for a time that your application is waiting for input. With in demand, you're decided to investigate Azure Functions to see if it can help. Serverless computing is an abstraction of servers, infrastructure, and operating systems. With serverless computing, Azure takes care of managing the server infrastructure and the allocation and deallocation of resources based on demand. Infrastructure isn't your responsibility. Scaling and performance can be handled automatically. You're built only for exact resources you use. There is no need to even reserve capacity. Serverless computing includes the abstraction of services and event data driven and microbilling. Abstraction of services. Event-driven scale, microbilling are the three main important in serverless computing in Azure. Azure Functions, when you're concerned only about the code running your service and not underlying platform or infrastructure using Azure is ideal. Functions are commonly used when you need to perform work in response to an event, timer, or a message or another Azure service, and when we can work can be completely quickly within the seconds or less. Functions scale automatically based on demand. So they solid choice when demand is variable. For example, you might receive messages from an IoT solution that you use to monitor the fleet of delivery vehicles. You're likely to have more data arriving during business hours. Using a virtual machine based approach, your incur cost is even when the virtual machine is ideal. With functions, Azure runs your code when it's triggered and automatically deallocates resources when the function is finished. In this module, you are only charged for the CPU time used while your function runs. Function is a key component for serverless computing. They are also general compute platform for running any type of code. If we needs to develop app change, you can deploy the project in the environment and isn't it serverless. This flexibility allows you to manage scaling, run our virtual networks, and even completely isolate the functions. So now let's know deep into the Azure networking services. Azure networking services. Similarly, let us consider a Taiwan trading company has migrated some applications to the cloud, and in architecting new ones, the servers has hosted Taiwan traders customer and product data is based in Silicon Valley. Your company has several branch offices located in different geographic regions. As a part of migrating strategy, your company needs to determine the correct approach to configure its network infrastructure. To help save cost, you convince your team to move your website and several of your other network resources to the cloud. With that in mind, you need to provide secure access to private company data for each of its branch locations. You want to know how Azure can help you manage your network more effectively? As it turns out, managing networks in Azure isn't it entirely different from managing on-premises networks. Azure Virtual Network Fundamentals. Taiwan Traders has an on-premises data center that you can plan to keep, but you want to use Azure to offline peak traffic by using virtual machines hosted in Azure. You want to keep your existing IP addresses scheme and network appliances while ensuring that any data transfer is secure. So, let us see what is Azure Virtual Networking. Azure Virtual Networking enables Azure resources such as VM, web apps, and databases to communicate with each other, with users on the internet, and with on-premises client computers. You can think on Azure Network as a set of resources that links other Azure resources. Azure Virtual Networks provide various important key networking capabilities such as isolation and segmentation, internet communication between Azure resources, communicate with on-premises resources, route network traffic, filter network traffic, connect virtual networks. So communicate between Azure resources. If you want to enable Azure resources to communicate securely with each other, you can do it in two ways, with virtual networks and in serverless endpoints. Virtual networks. Virtual networks can connect not only to VM but also to Azure resources such as App Service Environment for Power Apps, Azure Kubernetes Service, and Azure Virtual Machine skill sets. Serverless endpoints. You can use service endpoints to connect to the Azure resource types such as Azure SQL database and storage accounts. This approach enables you to link multiple Azure resources to virtual network to improve security and provide optimal routing between resources. Communicate on-premises resources. Azure Virtual Networks enables you to link resources together in your on-premises environment and within your Azure subscription. In fact, you can create a network that spans both your local and cloud environment. There are three mechanisms for you to achieve this connectivity. Point-to-site virtual private networks, site-to-site virtual private networks, Azure Express Route. Route network traffic. Route network traffic by default Azure routes traffic between subnets or any connected virtual network, on-premises network, and internet. You can only control routing and override this setting with route tables and border gateway protocol. Filter network traffic. Azure Virtual Network enable you to filter traffic between subnets by using the following approaches like network security groups, network virtual appliances. Network security group. A network security group is an Azure resource that can contain multiple inbound and outbound security rules. You can define these rules to allow or block traffic based on the factors such as source and destination IP addresses, port, and protocol. Network virtual appliances. A network virtual appliance is a specialized VM that can be compared to the hardened network appliance. A network virtual appliance carries out a particular network function such as running a firewall or performing wide area network (WAN) optimization. So now Azure Virtual Network settings. You can create and configure Azure Virtual Network instance from a Azure portal. Azure PowerShell on your local computer or Azure Cloud Shell. Create a virtual network. When you create a Azure virtual network, you can configure a number of basic settings. You have an option to configure advanced settings such as multiple subnets, distributed denial of service protection, and service endpoints. As you can see in the PPT, you have basics, IP address, security, tags, and review plus create. Now let us know what the components do. Network name. The network name must have unique in your subscription, but it doesn't need to be globally unique. Make the name descriptive on that easy to remember and identify from other virtual networks. Address space. When you set a virtual network, you can define the internal address space in classless interdomain routing format. The address space needs to be unique within your subscription and any other networks that you can connect to. Subscription. This option only applies if you have multiple subscriptions to choose from. Resource group. Like any other Azure resource, a virtual network needs to exist in a resource group. You can either select an existing or create a new one. Location. Select the location where you want to virtual network to exist. Subnet. Within each virtual network address range, you can create one or more subnets that partition the virtual network's address space. Routing between subnets will then depend on the default traffic routes. You can also define custom routes. Alternatively, you can define one subnet that encompasses the virtual network address ranges. DDoS protection. DDoS protection, you can select either basic or standard DDoS protection. Serviceless endpoints. Here you can enable service endpoints. Then you can select from the list which Azure services endpoints you want to enable. Options include Azure Cosmos DB, Azure Service Bus, Azure Key Vault, and so on. If you want to create a virtual network, you can define further settings like network security group, root table. Network security group have security rules that enables you to filter a type of network that can flow and out virtual network subnets and network interfaces. You can create a network security group separately. Then you can associate it with a virtual network. Root table. Azure automatically creates a root table for each subnet within the Azure virtual network and adds system default routes on the table. You can add the custom routing tables to modify traffic between virtual networks. You can then review and change the settings in further subpans. Address spaces, connected devices, subnets, and peers. Virtual networks are powerful and highly configurable mechanisms for connecting entities in Azure. You can connect Azure resources to another or to resources you have on premises. You can isolate, filter, and route your network traffic. Azure allows you to include security where you feel you need it. VPN gateways. A virtual private network is a type of private interconnected network. VPN use an encrypted tunnel within another network. They are typically deployed to connect two or more trusted private networks to one another over an untrusted network. Traffic is encrypted while traveling over an untrusted network to prevent dropping or other attacks. For our Tywin trader scenario, VPN can enable branch offices to share sensitive information between locations. For example, let's say your offices on the East Coast region of North America need access your company private customer data, which is stored on services that is physically located in West Coast region. A VPN that connects to your East Coast offices in your West Coast servers allows your company to securely access your private customer data. VPN gateways. A VPN gateway is a typical of virtual gateway network where Azure VPN gateways instances are deployed in Azure Virtual Network instances and enable the following connectivity like connect on-premises data centers to virtual networks through a site-on-site connection, connect individual devices to a virtual network through a point-to-site connection, connect virtual networks to other virtual networks through a network-to-network connection. All the data is encrypted in a private tunnel as it crosses the internet. You can deploy only one VPN gateways in each virtual network, but you can use one gateway to connect to multiple locations, which includes the other virtual networks or on-premises data centers. When you deploy a VPN gateway, you can specify a VPN type, either policy based or route based. The main difference between these two type VPNs is how traffic is to be encrypted is specified. In Azure, both types of VPN gateways use a pre-shared key as the only method of authentication. Both types rely on Internet Key Exchange in either version 1 or version 2 and Internet Protocol Security. IKE is a setup security association and agreement of encryption between two endpoints. This association is then passed to the IPsEC suite, which encrypts and disencrypts the data packets encapsulated into the VPN tunnel. Deploy VPN gateways. Before you can deploy a VPN gateway, you need some Azure and on-premises resources. Like virtual network, deploy a virtual network is enough address space for an additional subnet that you can use for VPN net gateway. Gateway subnet. Deploy a subnet called gateway subnet for a VPN gateway. Use at least 27 address masks. Make sure you have an enough IP address in a subnet for future growth. Public IP address. Create a basic SQL dynamic public IP address if you are using a non-zone aware gateway. This address provides a public routable IP address as a target for on-premises VPN device. This IP address is dynamic, but it won't change unless you delete or recreate a VPN gateway. Local network gateway. Create a local network gateway to define on-premises network configuration such as where the VPN gateway will connect and what it will connect to. This configuration includes an on-premises VPN device, public IPv4 address, and on-premises routine networks. Connection, which is a very important. Create a connection resource to create a logical connection between the VPA gateway and a local network gateway. Connection is made on premises VPN device IPv4 address as defined by a local network gateway. The connection is made from a virtual network gateway and in association with public IP address. Azure ExpressRoute fundamentals. ExpressRoute lets you extend your on-premises network into a Microsoft Cloud over a private connection with the help of connectivity provider. With ExpressRoute, you can establish connections to Microsoft Cloud services such as Microsoft Azure and Microsoft 365. Features and benefits of ExpressRoute. There are several benefits to using ExpressRoute as a connection service between Azure and on-premises network. Layer 3 connectivity between on-premises network. Expressing provides layer 3 connectivity between your on-premises network and Microsoft Cloud through connectivity partners. These connections can be from point to point or any point network. They can be virtual cross connections through any exchange. Built-in redundancy. Each connectivity provider use redundant devices to ensure that connection establishments in Microsoft are highly available. You can configure multiple circuits to complement this feature. All redundant connections are configured in layered 3 connectivity to meet serverless agreement. Connectivity to Microsoft Cloud Services. As we know, Microsoft Office 365, Microsoft Dynamics 365, Azure Compute Services such as Azure Virtual Machines, Azure Cloud Services such as Azure Cosmos DB, and Azure Storage. ExpressRoute enables direct access to these following regions. Dynamic routing. ExpressRoute uses a border gateway protocol, routing protocol. BCG is used to exchange routes between on-premises network and resources running in Azure. This protocol enables dynamic routing between your on-premises network and servers running in Microsoft Cloud. ExpressRoute supports 3 models that you can contact that you can connect on-premises network to the Microsoft Cloud. Cloud Exchange collation, point-to-point Ethernet connection, any-to-any connection. So, colocation in Cloud Exchange. Colocation providers can normally offer both layer 2 and layer 3 connections between your infrastructure, which might be located in a colocation facility and Microsoft Cloud. For example, if your data center is co-located at a cloud exchange such as ISP, you can request a virtual cross connection to the Microsoft Cloud. Point-to-point Ethernet connection. Point-to-point connection provide layer 2 and layer 3 connectivity between your on-premises site and Azure. You can connect your offices or data centers to Azure by using a point-to-point links. For example, if you have an on-premises data center, you can use a point-to-point Ethernet link to connect to the Microsoft. Any-to-any networks. With any-to-any connectivity, you can integrate your wide area network WAN with Azure by providing connections to your office and data centers. Azure integrates your WAN connection to provide a connection like you have between your data center and any branch offices. With any-to-any connection, all WAN provider offer layer 3 connectivity. For example, if you have already a multi-protocol label switching to the connect to your branch offices or other sites in your organization, has express route connection to Microsoft behaves like any other location on your private WAN. Security considerations. With express route, your data doesn't travel over the public internet, so it's not exposed to the potential risk associated with internet communication. Express route is private connection from your on-premises infrastructure to your Azure infrastructure. Even if you have express route connection, DNS queries, certificate revocation, list checking, and Azure Content Delivery Network requests are still sent over a public internet. Thank you. The workshop has ended. If you have any doubts and queries, you can drop a message in the chat box.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining.
Thanks for joining us today. So we will remind you again with the episode 3 soon. Keep connected, keep updating, learn more. Thank you.